First update on Tropical Storm Ivo, currently with winds of 45 miles per hour and a pressure of 1000 millibars. Current position is 19.5 degrees north, 111.8 degrees west. Expected to move towards the north-northwest, towards the northwest eventually as it peaks and then weakens as a tropical storm near the Baja California Peninsula. That's where we have warnings already in effect there for the Baja California Peninsula, as far north as Punta Abriojos and Loreto on both sides of the peninsula. We also have tropical storm watches in effect from Punta Abriojos to Punta Eugenia in Mexico. That's the Baja California Sur region. All of those warnings in effect at the moment. Sea surface temperatures are currently rather warm at the moment, around 30 degrees generally where the storm is located, maybe a little bit below that, 28, 29 perhaps, but still very warm in terms of the storm and storm conditions and how the storm can sustain itself. This is the intensity comparisons. You can see that most models don't really predict it to intensify beyond around 50 or 60 miles per hour, which is certainly good for Mexico. This is the track forecast that most of the models predict it moving towards the north-northwest, eventually striking the Baja California Peninsula and continuing on towards the north by the looks of things, maybe even the remnants of it making it into southwestern United States. We also have shear comparisons. Here they are. High shear the HWRF predicts as time goes on, but the GFS is a little more lenient, predicting only below 10, which is rather favourable the whole way through. The sea surface temperatures, you can see here, they're going to rather fall off a cliff as time goes on over the next day or two. Temperatures will certainly fall from around 29 degrees as they are at the moment to around 25, 24 eventually, which will force it to turn post-tropical. And the relative humidity remains fairly high at the moment, around 75%, 70%, and will gradually decrease to around 40% in about 5 days' time. This is the latest satellite imagery. In the past few hours, the centre has relocated towards the northeast, which pushes it closer towards the Baja California Peninsula in Mexico, and certainly raises the chances of a possible landfall in the Baja California Peninsula. It isn't more likely than unlikely yet, but it could be a possibility, and we should certainly be watching out for tropical storm conditions at least as the storm passes the Baja California Peninsula to the west. But this is the latest satellite imagery on the floater. You can see how the most of the energy is transferred towards from the old centre to the new one towards its northwest, to northeast rather, and the storm's expected to continue towards the north-northwest as time goes on and past the Baja California Peninsula and eventually turn post-tropical as a depression. So this is the world tropics at the moment as of August 23rd at 9 PM UTC. Evo the only system in the Eastern Pacific at the moment. The Western Pacific we have two systems, 91W and Invest, which is located between Palau and the Philippines, and Pewa, which is still going as a tropical depression moving towards the north, not affecting any areas at the moment and probably won't. This is the current overview of the Pacific Ocean. That's the only areas where we have storms active at the moment. There they are, all three of them. Nothing really too impressive, but Evo could pose a threat to Mexico in terms of tropical storm conditions. Could be localised flooding as well if there are heavy rains as a result of the storm. That will probably be the main concern really. It's the 11th tropical storm of the 2013 Pacific hurricane season. There are 7 hurricanes so far. It's very unlikely that Evo will become the 8th, and 0 major hurricanes to date in 2013. That puts it 45th place in the 60, 70 or so that we've had in the past that have been recorded, and is soon to pass 2011. That's if we have another storm, I believe. And you can track this storm and any other storms out there on the website force13.com/stormtracking.html. That's the main page for the storm tracking information. You can just go on there, look at the main page, and that shows you the overview map which shows where all the storms are, including Invests, with the tables at the top and bottom showing their intensities and any warnings that are currently in effect. And as pointed out, we do have those warnings in effect at the moment along the Baja California Peninsula, which obviously is fairly important, and you can stay up to date on the website. Those will have updates more often than these videos come out, so you might want to check that out during the day tomorrow. We're also elsewhere on the web, Facebook and Twitter. Just search Force 13.